Time management tips for busy videographers. You know, whenever you've been in business for a while and things are going pretty well, and you've basically have built up a bank of business, a bank of projects, a bank of clients, where you're really just staying busy on a day-by-day, hour-by-hour basis, it's very easy to become completely overwhelmed. You know, there simply aren't enough hours in the day to get it all done. And you really have to train yourself all over again as it relates to effective time management. And really, time management isn't a skill set that you're born with. You really, with the exception of having to manage multiple projects and, you know, when you're in school or college, time management is really a skill that you have to study and practice and implement until you figure out kind of really what works best for you and your video business. You know, if you're a one-man band, or, you know, hopefully you're using freelancers, but basically every project management related task falls directly on your shoulder. And it's not just project management, it's billing, it's invoicing, it's paying freelancers, paying employees, running to the store to pick up staples. I mean, you name it, everything is on your shoulders. You know, and your to-do list basically has a couple hundred items on it, and the phone calls and emails keep coming. At this point in my business, that's really when I start crying uncle and just kind of throwing my hands up and saying, you know what, it's crazy that I'm this busy, I'm this successful, but I just can't get it all done. So what should you do to get a better handle on your schedule so you can spend more time doing what's absolutely necessary to stay ahead instead of drowning in the minutia? So here's kind of my strategy on how I manage my time. And hopefully these ideas can help you improve your situation as well. Step one, plan the next day before going to bed and get to bed early. I found that it's much less stressful if I plan my next day after all the kids are in bed and I have no other distractions. Getting out of bed the next day with a plan in mind helps me get off to a great and productive start. If I wait until the morning to plan my day, the phone calls and the emails are already coming in, so I'm off to the races before I even know which direction I need to go. This frustrates me to no end when I work an entire day without really accomplishing anything that moves my business forward. The other key is to get to bed early. The earlier I get to bed, the easier it is for me to get up early. An early start usually results in a more productive day for me. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, Chris, there's no way we can get to bed early if we're actually up late editing trying to meet a deadline, or if we have a shoot that goes till midnight. I understand those things, but the point is, more often than not, you have the opportunity to get in the bed, you just don't. And I'm speaking from experience. You know, let me stay up and work on this a little bit longer as opposed to going to sleep. And I can tell you that in the time that I've really tested this and tried this, if I get to bed early, I'm way more productive the entire next day, and it enables me and really helps me feel like that I can wrap up the business of the day, and at times that I can still get home and spend quality time with my family and not be so frustrated and so tired that, you know, I just can't enjoy that time. Because really, you know, what we're in this for to be successful is so that we can have more time with our family, with our friends, or really just to have more time for yourself. Basically, I know you've probably heard the statement that, you know, the business should work for you. You shouldn't work for your business. And time management is a huge part of making that a reality. So step two, limit email and social media activity to 3 times a day. I used to let email and social media run my life. Every time my phone or computer chimed with a new message, I had trained myself to stop what I was doing and switch over to read it. When business is slow, it's hard to realize how much time this takes away from being productive. However, when I'm slammed with work, the constant stop and start that goes on while editing, writing, etc. makes it very difficult to generate high profits on a daily basis. My new plan is to get up at 6 a.m. and handle all of my email and social media activity that came in through the night. Many clients, freelancers, and videographers send messages after hours, so this is when I get back to them. Then, at 7 a.m., I jump in the shower and get ready for the day. The next time I check email is at 11 a.m., with the last time being 4:30. Then in the evening, after I put the kids down for bed and I've had time to spend with my wife, that's when I'll check up on my social media accounts, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, just to see if there's been any activity that I need to get back to in a timely manner. In order to eliminate distractions caused by emails and social media updates or messages coming in, it's important to turn off the notification sounds or alerts on your phone and computers. Ignorance is bliss when you're trying to manage your time effectively. I can't tell you how many times I'm laying in bed at night and I hear the phone go off. So even though I try to fight it, what do? You roll over, you check it, and then it's an email that you want to respond to. And even if you don't respond to it, you start thinking about it. You start processing it. And that's basically putting your mind back into work mode, which is the opposite of resting and recharging. So one of the things I did was to just turn them off. Turn off the notifiers, turn off the chimes. And when I'm in the office, if I'm editing or I'm writing a script, every time an email comes in, the bing happens and I can hear that it is in the inbox, subconsciously I'm thinking about, what is that? Do I need to check it? Is it a potential job? And that's taking my focus away from the task at hand, which is writing the script or editing that video. So you really have to compartmentalize when you're going to check email versus when you're going to do other tasks or when you're going to log into Facebook. You know, it's funny because I've got hundreds of friends on my Facebook account, and it's amazing to me how every time I check in, I notice that they're doing a Facebook post every hour or every half hour or even every couple of hours. And the thing that's even more interesting to me is what they're posting has nothing to do with their video business. It has to do with politics. It has to do with personal things, pictures from a birthday party. And all of those are fantastic. But the thing you have to ask yourself is, what is that time or what are those posts doing to genuinely help you grow your business? It's just, I'm not going to say it's a waste of time because we all have our personal things that we love to do. But if you want to get up and you want to make money and you want to be successful as a videographer, you have got to limit the amount of time that you do those things throughout the normal course of a day. So step 3, reserve 3-hour blocks of time for editing, writing scripts, writing proposals, etc. If uninterrupted, I can get a lot of work done in a 3-hour period of time. It's short enough to not interfere with other necessary tasks, but long enough to actually get focused on moving a video project forward. If a project or proposal writing process is going well, I'll forego the midday email and social media check-in. After all, those messages will still be there later in the day. The point is, if you have momentum and you're getting a script done and you've got it, and you know that eureka moment when you keep writing and writing and writing and you're struggling to figure out how are you going to close this or how are you going to open this video, then all of a sudden, boom, it hits you, and so you just start rattling off at 100 miles an hour, just perfect text, perfect copy. Man, this client's going to love this. The last thing you want to do is stop that short so that you can go check your email or check your social media account. So keep that in mind. The task at hand is most important. Writing a script is paying you money. Editing a video is paying you money. Going on to check your social media or check your email isn't directly paying you money. Sure, some of what's on there might result in money, but you have to focus on first things first. Is what I'm doing now the most important for the revenue, for the profit, for the productivity of my video business? So in terms of those 3-hour blocks of time, usually I'll try to spend from 8 in the morning to 11 working on projects and or sales proposals, and from 1:30 to 4 p.m. doing the same. I'll also try to schedule meetings first thing in the morning, close to lunch, over lunch, or at the very end of the day so I can preserve those 3-hour time blocks. If you open up my calendar right now, you'll see that I have those 3 hours blocks of time actually grayed out on a daily basis because I want to make sure that that's where I'm focused and that I'm not scheduling, meetings with clients or prospects in that particular time, or I'm not scheduling doctor's appointments in those hour time frames, those 3-hour time frames. And so it just helps you stay focused. If you don't have a system in place, a visual that every time somebody says, hey, when can you meet? If you just say, well, how about 1:30 on Thursday, you're going to schedule that meeting then, and then you're going to realize, man, that's right in the middle of when I should be editing or writing or really even shooting in some cases. So put that in your calendar. Go ahead and block that time out so you know that that's going to be how you spend that time and you'll be the most productive. So with proper time management, it's so easy to be more productive as a videographer, more profitable as a videographer, really just by taking some of these insights and implementing them into your daily process or your weekly process.